Hi everyone. So today we are going live with Aishwarya from Nose to Tail. She is going to share a lot of about her journey at Nose to Tail, and they organize a lot of eco-friendly weddings. So let's just add her here and listen her journey. Hi Aishwarya. Hi Aishwarya.
Hi.
Am I audible properly?
Yes, yes, you are.
Perfect, perfect. So, thanks for joining today. And like, I was like seeing a lot of events you organize around a lot of cities in
Yes,
eco-friendly weddings, and
yes,
I'm really good. I'm really excited to know more about you, and
sure.
I really want to know these things like because know very few event companies who organize like
Yes.
such big events for like in a eco-friendly way. So
Yeah.
thanks for being here, like for sharing your journey.
Anytime, anytime, anytime.
So let's start with note and can you tell us about the journey? Like when did you start it and like what was your story behind starting Nose to Tail?
Okay, yeah. So nose to tail is goes whenever we talk about the start, it goes back to my graduation project. So me and Indrija, the other co-founder, we were doing our grad project and we had to choose a topic. So that time we were very inclined towards doing something that is socially and it is good topic, and we didn't want to go to and do a diploma project with a normal company or something like that. So we were very inclined towards that, and we were not finding the right company to intern with for the 6 months. So when we were going through that, this was one area that then we jotted down few areas that we were interested in, and waste management was one area which we really wanted to dig deep into. So that is what we thought, and when we were going through it, we did like 2 months research, and there was events as a big thing that we wanted to know more about. As one of my friend was already an event planner, so it became easier to know the problems that were already there in an event. So we went and attended few events to know the back end, how much waste is generated, and we spoke to him, and we came to know there were a lot of areas where waste was generated, and there was nothing happening about it. So like people were just throwing, and the worst part was it was happening for a few minutes, a few days, or still it's so much of waste that is created for like minimal 1 or 2 days event. And like that was something we were like we have to do something about it. And then we were like, okay, let's just do our grad project, let's just give a solution. So we went and spoke to our faculty and said, like, this is the problem area we want to tackle with. And he's like, okay, then try and do few events and try with expertise if your ideas work, they don't work. So that's how we tried. We did around 6 events during that like 2 months time, and we understood. We tried to implement whatever ideas we had, and it worked out. And we thought that okay, this worked much better, but we didn't have that much, so that's how we worked it out. So and then when we thought that let's make it a company, you were like, let's do it, like because our faculty was like, you were it is a good business and it has good social impact and it is good. It has all the things you require for a business to start. So we were like, okay, let's start off. That's how we started.
So yeah, that's true. Like in our college, starting something that's like a best way I think to start something and
Yeah,
to grab
definitely.
and you grab the like a best area like waste management
Yeah,
and we all know like the waste is a lot of waste is generated like food and like a lot of waste
yeah,
after a marriage is generated and nobody know like where it goes after night.
yes,
So yeah, there are like a lot of challenges into like after marriage. Like you see a food waste, you see a like a materials they use, they
yes.
are not reused. So at the time of starting, initially, like what was your way? Like which part you were tackling? Like into the decorating part, or like you were tackling the food part?
the few initial events we did try to see a mild behavioral change of humans, like how do they eat and why do people take overload. So we had seen how food is getting wasted, and that there were like when there is a buffet, people tend to take more because you're serving yourself. But then we did a sit down lunch and we saw when people are serving it to you, you are like, I don't like that, I don't like that, and you're very like, I don't want to take it. And that was something we saw, and we understood the how humans behaviorally tackle with food waste and what you leave out. And when there are proper signages and proper things put around, and like eat, take what you feel like, don't be over it. Like even small messages around, they create a lot of impact on human. And then you tend to take less, tend to take how much you really require. So we started off with food waste and then decor, and then we got into the other areas of like stationery, and then the other whatever like maybe getting Uber or having some transportation, and how we can make that all, and the water that we are packaged in, all that we try to like create alternatives for all those as well. Because there was waste in like single things like room hampers and then gift favors and all those things. So how we can make that more sustainable and promote local brands and all those things. So that was the idea.
Yeah, so you tried from a one where waste like a food waste to like a all. You try to
Yeah.
cover all things, and so
Yes.
people can you don't have to care about the other things, and you cover all things into one way. So yeah,
Yeah.
that is the best thing I think anyone can do.
Yeah, yeah.
And
And those are changes that so many times we do it on our, we put it out, like anyone can do those changes. The similar small steps that you can take, like waste management at the end also, like segregation, which is very important, which a lot of events don't even look at. Like you're like, okay, shadi ho gayi, waste. What happens behind with that waste that is created, that no one takes care of. Like you're like, okay, shadi is over, then what? There's no like connection to what you're doing. Like, it's just pretty from the just when it's a decor, but when it comes down, it's garbage and
food,
waste. Yeah.
yeah. Some conscious people try to give out their food, left out food to some
Yeah. Like
organization.
yeah.
But for the like a peel like the food when they are like creating a new food and the left of peel and what they are trying to do with it, like nobody consider that, but few
Yeah.
conscious people try to left give
Yeah,
to
the
the
leftover
organization.
food with food, like these brands Feeding India and all are doing Robin Hood and all, they're doing a great job. But it happens to be like when you're doing in a hotel, it's so because hotels have their own policies, like you can't take anything that happens in the hotel property outside a hotel. You have to
Yeah.
take care of all that also. Like you have to make the hotel understand why we are doing this. So all that, no one, if a hotel says no, we will be like, okay, nahi kar sakte, it's over. But you have to try and pitch to them so that they also adopt good things and good practices, and it makes even a hotel ka waste management process a much better place to work. Like any wedding can be done in that way, right? Doesn't need to be 100% sustainable wedding, but even if the waste that is created can be segregated and sent out in the right places, that also makes a big change.
Yeah, that's true. Like if you can give some ideas to hotels and like a big brands hotels, so
Yes,
they can also, because I know like there are a lot of challenges in case of them because they don't give away directly their left out foods.
they
That's
don't.
true.
They don't.
So yeah, why you see this is the right time for like a eco-friendly weddings to grow or do you think not it is not the right time?
It's actually not the right time. We should have started long time back. But even though, because I feel I just have one connection. Like when people say we want to be sustainable, so we try and inculcate it in a daily activities like buying a bamboo brush, doing this. But when it comes to bigger chunk of events, people don't look it out in the same way sometimes. So that was an area I feel we should always take care, because when so many people come together, and even if you're throwing an eco-friendly event, it's a awareness area. Like so many people can know about sustainability, about introducing it to people to the right way of living or whatever. So I feel it's a great platform which will educate them and make them aware about what everything is there. Like, to be very honest, when you look at sustainability, everything is there. It's just people don't know how to reach, because it's so, there are less brands, there's less awareness about it, there's lesser way to reach to the right people at the right time. So people opt for something that is not eco-friendly or that is not nice to the environment. But if you give them a solution, people will tend at the same price, of course. Cost is a big role which plays in the mind when it comes to sustainability or anything actually. We want
Yeah.
cost friendly things. So if you can make it at that range, at that time, and it's there and it's easy to access and easy to use, anybody will opt out to be help. What's the problem in using something which is sustainable if it's as good as something not sustainable? You have to just find out
Yeah.
solutions to the problem. So I feel we have kind of got a bit of solution for the event industry, and I think it's a good time to be right now, because I feel right now sustainability is doing good. People are picking up and reading about more about environment and mental health. So I feel it's a good time to be in this industry. And weddings are fun. I love it. So it's damn. It's enjoying it. So everyone is all happy. So it's good.
Yeah, and like I think cost is also a factor. So if you are like giving at the same cost as compared to other arranging a different like without eco-friendly marriage, so it is like a great advantage for like a all, so they can make a eco-friendly wedding in the same price. And the way like you seeing not just a like a marriage or like a eco-friendly marriage, you are seeing as a platform to like build awareness, and I
Yeah.
think that is like a key. Not you are not trying to just providing a eco-friendly marriage. You're just trying to bring a culture and that awareness, so people cannot just forget all thing what happened at the night. So they remember the awareness and adapt into their daily lifestyle.
Yeah, and you know, when you can give a similar kind of vibe and similar pretty things around, people just want their event to look pretty and not drab or
Yeah.
dull or something. They want it to look like a celebration, and if you can get that with that in your design and with using the right material, there's nothing to lose.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if you are like giving a like a ambience of like a pool or like a marriage, and in a from your different way you style it, so that make like a great big solution for them and for you too.
Yeah.
So like, so what are the design principles do you generally follow to decorate your eco-friendly wedding? And you said about the behavior challenge, and you try to
Yes.
put some behavioral way also. So what
Yeah.
other things you try to do?
See, whenever we design an event, we see the elements that we are using or the material that we are using that has either if we are upcycling it, or we're not just saying कि अब भी कैसा है, we also see from start to the end, like how is it going to get disposed of. So like if you're reusing something, then that's different, because that was a plastic that was already there and we are reusing it and making something out of it. But if we are using some other material, we try to pick out material which is more sustainable and that has a good, like it will end in a nice way to the environment. It won't harm the environment. So basically, all our designs revolve like that. Like if we are having like florist home, for example, is a very good example. I feel we never use florist in our decor. None of our florist vendors, they all know it. Like we are not going to offer something like that. You can do a lot with florist home. I won't deny that. But if you can design it like by stringing or using other products to make them stay in one place, or just simply just tie them with a wire or rope, it just looks the same, I feel. But yeah, it's all about how you look at it from the start, like from the start to the end. Like that is very important when you're doing a sustainable. What material you're using and what it will have, what is the after effect of that material. So yeah, that is very important. And with the material that we use, all kinds.
So, like you try to see the like a start to end process, and then you
Yeah,
consider like what we use, so it does not end up in a landfill or something,
yeah.
so we can reuse or like not throw anyway. So yeah, that's I think that's a general everyone like you should follow, and also
Yeah,
the behaviors you suggested like writing something on a like a wall or something, so
yeah,
people consider more.
yeah.
So these are
They'll
the
get
I
more
think
conscious about what are the messages, why is it, and then they'll be curious. They'll speak to the bride and groom. Like even if you're putting welcome to a green wedding or something like that, they will understand. Oh,
yeah
there is something different that you're doing here. What is the green wedding? What is an eco-friendly event? So they will like to know more about it and how, like sometimes people don't believe that this is an eco-friendly. They be like, it looks the same, it looks so pretty, like no one
yeah
understands the difference. So if people are, that is a compliment to you, right? Like if you're getting compliments like that, it's the most elegant wedding they've ever attended. So oh wow, that's great. That's a thumbs up for you. You're on the right track. And I
yeah
feel there should be more companies doing this more. And I feel you should just have a difference. Like you should not look like any event planner. You should have that different thing that you are only doing and you are only designing that makes you stand out. That you're doing recycling of a material. Because sometimes I feel you get lost because sometimes client asks you something and then you have to do it because the client is asking you. But I feel you just stick to your principles, your thing, and just do what you are good at, like what you started off with.
yeah. I think it can happen sometimes. Like client has some different needs, so they don't want something that you don't follow maybe.
Yeah,
But you have to like convince them to
yeah.
use the
I
material they
convince
are
a lot of
following.
my clients. I'll be like, this cannot happen without florist foam. Let's go. I can do it with net and I can do it with some other kind of flowers which is handmade or handcrafted and all those things with scrap or material around. So they'll be like, okay, we'll be interested. Can we see the flower? And if they like the flower is pretty and looks different and looks good, it's a good way to convince them. Like just show them how it'll look. Like give them sketches, give them prototyping and everything, so that they know what their event is going to feel and look like.
Yeah, I think that's really a great way. At least you try to stick to your principle at least and
Yeah,
follow,
it's very
convince
tough.
your.
So many people, so many clients just go back because we say we can't do this.
Yeah, but yeah, if you are like convincing and you're showcasing the how your event look like in a like a digital way, so I think that would be not be a case
Yeah,
because the you if you're trying to decorate in a same way, so I think people would not take back.
yeah.
So, like, can you share some of the memorable marriage you organized and in a eco-friendly way, or like you got some comments or like commentary?
Mostly we always get positive feedback from it. Like I don't very rarely, I think one or two things people might have told like they didn't like, but usually it's always the positives. But the most closest event I always feel is the event I did for only 40 people, and that was not during the Corona times. That was before COVID happened, and it's very intimate. It was a good gathering of 40 people. It was a good celebration, and you could like it was so intimate and nice, and we designed it. Every like small details could be taken care of because it was designed for such less number of people. So that is one of the weddings I was really, and the venue was beautiful. So yeah, so I think I love that event. I love everything about it. I love how they didn't have a mandap. They didn't have they just signed like the papers, the registration, and that's how they got married. And it was beautiful. They danced, they had fun. That is what I feel a marriage should be, and it's very pretty and it's very nice. It was a good like it's one of the, I feel how minimal the wedding should later, I feel should take a track too. Uh, no matter what, I love all my clients and I love all their events because I design it. There's a scope of design everywhere. So yeah, other than that, there's also very good. Like I like last my two last events that was like in the same location we had to use the same area for I think around four events. So and the same year I had to revamp, redo the thing. So it was very nice how we could use the same structures. We didn't have to get another new structures, just change the elements and it changed and looked very nice. So that was very good challenge for us to like keep in one place only how you can creatively make it look different for around four events. Like
Yeah.
people do get bored of seeing the same thing, right? So
Yeah,
how you can create that was very good for our last events. I really enjoyed that.
yeah, that's I think organizing a something in a same same setup into a different creative way. It also like take out your new creative ideas and putting new thoughts.
Yeah.
So that's right. So what are some of the principles like you used learned at your college MIT and like you use here?
I am very thankful. Most of my clients are my MIT people, so I love them. So, other than that, I will be very honest. It taught us how to present things, like how to pitch it to clients, because we used to have something called as a jury. So, how you pitch your idea? Like they used to say, "How will you sell me this idea of yours? Like this product? If I made a packaging, I was a graphic designer, and Induja is a product designer. So, so they told us how to pitch a packaging to someone. Like, why have you designed this? So that helped us how to learn that technique to speak to some other party about your design, what you've designed. So that was something I really liked, and also the visual aspects, like how visual language and all those plays very important role. That all is from, of course, from college, and also the color palettes, how it look, how is it an indoor thing or is it an outdoor thing, to sense the right thing and the right design and the right taste of people. That all I feel we understood it from college. So I think that goes to my college always.
So yeah, college is a great place to like at least get the
Yes,
knowledge and the network
yes,
to get
yes,
your setup ready.
yeah.
So yeah, I think you started the right time also, and you created a lot of good impact, organizing a lot of memorable events. So what are the cities you covers in right now?
Right now we have covered, I think, Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Lucknow. We did Daman, Nasik. Yeah, and majorly we have done around in Mumbai, Bangalore, and Bombay, because I think we are based out of these two. That we have our families in these three cities, so we know the cities well. So these are the major cities where we have got, but we are open to do it anywhere. You just have to give us the assignment. We'll be there. We both love traveling. That's never a problem for us. And our stuff gets packed into boxes and comes with us, like because it's all recycled, foldable. So we design it in a way that it goes well. It stays because we have to keep it in our houses. So it's always packaged really well so that we travel around with it. So yeah.
So you are like good. You can go into any city for like events when you get.
Yeah,
So that's you are really open to flexible and to travel. So
flexible.
that's I think
Not
best
right now because we
thing.
have still not started our office, like a office. So I feel till we don't, don't have so much stuff that we actually need to go down in office. I think we can move around. But I'm guessing as soon as we finalize on a city, we're still a bit like, let's try first all the cities and then we'll see where we want to sit and do our future events and be in one city or what. But I think all event planners nowadays do it every city possible if it is possible. So yeah, I think we'll always be open for that idea.
Yeah, I think that's good way. Like if first know the like where are the all marriages are happening, and then opening a space and your office there.
So it's easy, now you don't
And
have to care कि किधर जाना है. It's okay, just pack your things and go to that city.
yeah, I think that's great way. And as you said, like you are storing your packaging and like reuse your packaging at your place, so you just organize your wedding, and in case you can also retake the material back and
We
reuse
always
again.
retake our material. I have never left any of my material anywhere. I cry if someone destroys my material or some people take my material. I'd be like, "Arey, I would have reused it." But it's okay. Some people take it with like, "We really love your decor, that's why we're taking it." And again, it's like a compliment for you, so we allow. That's not a problem. But yeah, it's very hard. Like because we handcraft each and everything, we recycle everything, we reuse it, do everything. So it feels bad when someone breaks it or hurts it because they've put a lot of hours of minute in making it. So, yeah, we love
Yeah,
our
that's a truly sustainable marriage. Like you are trying to organize, like you are taking back your every elements and
everything gets
reusing it
packed
again
up.
and
The
again.
flowers and also the flowers that we use, they get donated. Everything that we do, we don't leave anything behind.
That's amazing way. So, like I get the idea, like you try to reuse your decoration. So, like at the first time when you decorate your item, so where you source your material, like you go to the nearest like local shops, or like how you collect your materials.
See, it depends on the stuff also that we are requiring for depending on what design it is, but mostly it comes from Raddiwala. Like we go to them. The nearby Kabadiwalas know us really well now, and they will be like, "अच्छा ठीक है, ये कुछ अच्छा है. I will call you, ma'am. अगर कुछ अच्छा आएगा, you can come pick up these glass bottles or this Raddi thing or this." So I just go and inform them freehand that I will be requiring something like this. So keep collecting it, and I'll come pick it up from you. So yeah, so mostly it's Wala, and if sometimes it's friends' homes, we'll be like, I will just put it out on my all groups where my friends are. I'll be like, I require this. Can you please keep collecting? It's something that is like a bottle cap or something like that, which everyone has in their households. So then they will keep collecting it, and then I'll take it around in 10 days or something from each person. So that's how I do it.
So that's, I think, it's best way. Like you are not trying to create a new, buying new material at least, because most of time like we consume a new material, and that's also not a part of a sustainability and zero waste lifestyle. So you are trying to like getting your new material from a like Kabadiwalas and the your
Yeah.
home and friends and family. So I think that is
Yeah,
someone can do
and the
best.
whole point of nose to tail was not to cut anyone's work also. Like sometimes it happens like a vendor, which I sometimes source things from a tent wala, which has like draping and all those things available. So I'll be like, don't want to cut their work or their space. They will do what they want. I will source it from them and do it for their event. So all the stream of people are coming, the same amount of people. I'm just getting some of my sustainable elements and making what they already have, which is already sustainable. When sometimes a tent house has a lot of cloth, so you can use that cloth. That is not going to, they'll also reuse it. So you can use such things. So getting every possible vendor which is already existing and make them understand what sustainability and how they can also be more sustainable is very important. So I feel cutting down on any vendor or I feel more and more employment should be created and not cutting down someone's employment. And in this way, we have given more employment. Like we take things from Kabadiwala. Who like rarely people take things from Kabadiwala. So yeah, that they
Yeah.
who take things from them, they also get employment. Like we're giving them money, we're giving them whatever is required to make their thing work. So yeah.
Yeah, so that's, I think that's a good way at least, not cut anyone's job and giving employment, and better way at least, taking, if you are like taking their material and giving the better cost to them also, not just the minimal way they need it. So I think that's the best way. So what are the some current challenges you face, eco-friendly wedding designs or something?
Challenges. I feel there were a lot of challenges earlier when we started off, but with the current trends, if you're talking about, it's very tough when you like there will be areas in which you're putting out a design which is a trend right now, maybe something which is using some material that is not something like a balloon, for example. So everyone wants a balloon in their events or parties or something like that. So, but to make them understand that the current thing is not good for the environment, I feel that is the most challenging part, because sometimes it becomes tough for some client to understand it completely. Why is it not sustainable, or why can't I have this trend, why can't I have this trend which is followed in every mandap possible, or why can't I follow the trend of building huge sets in my lawn so that my thing looks like a palace. Those are the trends that people follow, and those are the challenges, because I feel that's not required. Because it's not sustainable to build sets for 1 or 2 days, because it's not good. So, and sometimes they can't even take it back when it's in a destination area, so it just gets thrown away. You just throw it inside. So those are the challenges I feel, making people understand that these things can't happen because of these reasons, and not that I don't want to do those. It's just it is not environmentally friendly, I feel.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we considered this point of previously also, but yeah, this is the main challenges. I think if you're trying to convince your customer that I think you said balloon is the most everyone need it like in marriage and birthday. So if you suggest something someone like it is not good and it is not eco-friendly, so yeah, you will face some challenges in it, and
Yeah.
Any other challenge apart from these do you see, or like in type of like operational challenge, or like suppose you don't have a, like you are trying to get the recycled material, you did not get it sometime, or you have a marriage.
Yeah, those are the small things that can happen. Like the colors that you wanted, you didn't get it. The quantity of things you wanted, you didn't get it because you have to just wait for someone to waste it so that I can collect it and use it for my decor. So those are the small things. But I don't think, because I feel we keep a decent amount of time before an event, and we know this cannot be sourced out very easily or got on track by the event when it's scheduled. So I don't personally pitch an idea like that to a client which I can't fulfill. So I will look at the waste. I'm like, this can happen with this duration of time. I can collect this by this time. Don't worry. It's like scrap packet, you get it very easily. But yeah, when it comes to like right now, like if I have to do an event right now in COVID times, it becomes very tough. Like all challenges are on peak because you can't go collecting waste. And so yeah, that is, if you keep COVID in mind and do it, yeah, everything becomes a challenge.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, even like I think in some case of marriages, you have to just prepare before like a 1 or 2 months, because for a normal marriage you can get the material from any shop, but in case of yours, you have to prepare pre time like a one
Yeah,
month
like a
before. So,
minimum of 1 month is required for making. If there is a lot of making involved, like I'm guessing 2 or 3 events, you will require about a month's time to go making of all the details. That is, yeah, because it's personally handmade, personally done, personally collected. So yeah, it takes that much time.
yeah. And what are the materials you use in your decoration?
We use all the scrap, like anything we find that can be. We try how we can use it. We use a lot of scrap cloth. Uh, then we use a lot of plastic bottles, glass bottles. Then egg shell, egg carton. We use a lot. Then we use a lot of, even if we don't use something recycled, then we offer a lot of cloth based thing which can be folded easily and kept and stored very easily and can be reused multiple times with new thing. But we always keep in track that we are also like, if I'm doing using a cloth, I will use a technique of tie and dye, or I'll use a technique of block printing, so that I am also reviving or making it like all the handicrafts in India, which is giving them more jobs or giving them employment as soon as possible. Like even my newspaper, I get newspaper, get it block printed. So yeah, because India has beautiful art and
Yeah.
design, so I like collaborating it with my friends. So I always stick to these old techniques. Like I love all the kind of different paintings and all. So yeah, there are a lot of ideas, but some like I want to do also in future, like opting with paintings that is there, getting it painted on cloth and all for a event. But hope someone likes that idea so I can execute it.
Yeah, I think block printing is the concept is like a very sustainable one. You touched right now also. I think block printing is also going like a popular in some area, like people following block printing for like clothes, for sustainable clothing.
Yeah.
So, like, did you try with the clothing, like block printing on clothes, or as you said, I think you did with papers.
With paper, we have done block printing on newspaper. We have done.
And
We did it. That
and
was I think our first event, first marriage I did. We did that.
And like for the clothing, like on the clothes, or like you did block printing.
Clothes we have not. Cloth also we have not. Uh, we haven't. We did lot of tan and dye, and because you can easily make the dyes at home itself with handmade. So we try and use that very easily. And block printing actually, after sometimes the time duration is so less that it's not so feasible of making it at that scale. So we do tie and dye, which is easily done by ourselves. Like you don't have to go or get it done somewhere. Because block printing really requires precision to get it done. Yeah, but we did it
Yeah,
when we did have time and when the clients approved. Like it has to also go through the clients. A lot of things we love, it doesn't get in the liability of the client. So just stick in the middle, help them also understand what we do. And yeah, we are always because we are ourselves are designers, so we like playing with things and doing something new or whatever, doing with something with like using paint coconuts and hang it. Because it's so pretty and it's waste. So yeah.
Yeah. Even like as you said, like client approval is the most important. Like I like as a business and as a like approving, like you're giving
Yeah.
better service to your customer. So like taking approval is the best way. And like sometimes it can happen like customer doesn't understand like blockprinting, and like you are saying like it happened in a this way and it is more sustainable. So like
Yeah, because technically it sometimes adds cost also. Because if you're doing it in the right way, there is a cost for it. So sometimes it's not cost friendly when we talk about some design forms. And sometimes it is more sensible of using a plain cloth, which you can easily get and hang it in it, but a colorful one, which will will look really pretty then also. So I feel it also depends on what your how you want to cost it out. So I feel it's absolutely fine. If you have a costing and you are okay with spending that much, of course we will suggest you things like
got it, got it. Yeah, but yeah, that's truly best way. I think you, as I understand, like you are doing in a every bit of what you can do to organize a eco-friendly wedding, like from like waste to decor to I think to transport. Also, you are trying to reduce waste,
we're still
carbon
trying on the
emission.
transport bit. We're just trying, hoping it will work out.
Yeah, but still considering all aspect is also like a very crucial for your growth and as a sustainable brand. If you want to build better sustainable brand, that these are the key points. That's amazing. And like, what are the are you looking for some new joinees, or like what are the way you are looking for an intern or like as a volunteer you are looking into your team? So because I think this is a good concept and you need like a lot of sometimes you get a 2 3 marriage at a one time. So how you do, like you take some volunteers or what you do?
Uh, we want to, we were supposed to, but due to COVID, we are not taking anyone right now because we don't want a lot of people getting involved right now because we don't know how they'll travel, how they'll do. And when Indra and I are doing, we just stay in one place and we do. So we know we're not, if we both, because we don't get infected or give it to the grooms or the brides we're going to meet in the future event. So when there's a line of events, then we're scared to spread it out because then we can't work. So right now, that is why we are not asking for volunteers or anyone, but we really had an aim of getting volunteers, getting people on team. But due to COVID, it's on a pause. But I'm thinking as soon as things get a bit better, we will definitely do a shout out on our stories because do more than like that too will never happen that we're doing 3 events at a time because we don't want to do that because that's not the like we want to give an attention to one person of an event at that time because we like being in that event so it won't happen that but yeah sometimes it is in a span in like 3 4 days gap we have another event so something like that we really would like volunteers so that they can come hang things help us do things during the thing and also sometimes later we want to also have a team of people who can take care of our smaller needs in the company when it's running like creating mood boards sending out to the clients we don't have to do everything from us so yeah that is definitely an approach we're looking forward to let's hope it happens as soon as COVID gets done with because right
Oh,
now the events are also not happening at a
yeah,
go it's just starts and
yeah.
starts and starts and starts so I don't want to employ someone I can't pay properly or that is
Yeah.
something I don't want to practice. So yeah, I just want when it's running smoothly, I will enjoy. That's my goal.
Yeah, I think that's the best practice. I think right now is a bad time for everyone, and that COVID is. I don't know what when it going to over, but yeah, once it get
But
over,
I think
like
it'll get better. I'm hoping after the vaccine there is an improvement and everything.
yeah, same. I am also hoping the same, but let's see when it happens. And yeah, if you take volunteers once you get a lot of events, so I think a lot of volunteers can approach or
Yes,
they can
definitely.
participate with you, and you can take care.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate for your joining today and sharing a lot of how you organize your eco-friendly weddings. Like because I did not know that like you just consider all the part. Yeah, like you just considered food and like transport and decor and like all small items that people miss. So I think that you are considering all the part that I was not aware. So I think also people does not aware now they can see and know understand it better. So thanks for joining today,
Thank
Ashwarya,
you so much
and
for
sharing.
having me here. It was great talking to you. It's always great talking to new people about your idol.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Okay,
thanks
thank
for
you so
joining.
much. Bye.
Bye.